I don't know if it's the Wind River or not. We crossed it a ways back, and then we crossed a tributary creek. In any case, it was beautiful both times back there, and it's even more beautiful right here. I was very impressed with Riverton, and I'm even more impressed with Wyoming in general than I ever have been before. Of course, it is June, and I might not be quite so impressed in January. I don't think this is quite far enough to count as a walk for the day, but Yellowstone's coming up. So maybe in aggregate, I'll get a couple of miles in. Definitely was the Wind River because we just crossed it again. There are, out this way, hidden by the near hills that you can't see, there are gorgeous, stunning mountain vistas in the area as well. And apparently a cop lurking somewhere. Dubois. 1,000 people, 7,000 feet. And the aforementioned montane vistas. Speaking of January, but no, it's still June. Thinking about media and the process of creating it. And what set me off was the fact that this car is new enough that it still has a Sirius XM subscription active. So of course I was flipping through the news and information section because for the most part I don't listen to much music anymore while I'm driving, and I was just so distressed at the quality of of what they had on offer. So the most radical sounding thing that they had was something called the Progress channel, which you would think would be, you know, the Bernie left, the AOC left. But even the Progress channel was straight up Democratic Party bullshit. And then, of course, right below that, they had the Patriot channel, which was straight up Republican Party bullshit. And that was as far as the extremes went on Sirius XM news and information. The BBC was probably about the best thing there. And, you know, when I say the best, what I mean is it was only like 75% bullshit. And NPR was worse. Just the approach that they were taking to the world and reporting on it, it was just partisan and hackery. And maybe the most distressing thing of all was right next to NPR, there was a station called PRX, and that stands for Public Radio Exchange. And you would think that that would be a little bit broader in scope, right? But what they had on the PRX channel, during the time I was listening to it, was largely a behind-the-scenes discussion of how the sausage of news got made for places like NPR and other places that PRX serves. And I listened for a while with interest, but I also listened with growing horror at the approach that they were taking to why you would do sonic art in the first place. So they had a bit where they were talking to a woman who was doing takes over and over and over again, 10 times in a row in different voices. And the whole point seemed to be to get it more and more chipper, more and more engaging. What the fuck kind of reporting is that? Anyway, I was thinking about YouTube channels and about how if, you know, I was going to be a big successful YouTube channel, that what I would do is, instead of talking during this drive, I would like have smooth edits and background music and drone shots and all the rest of that. Honestly, I can't be arsed going down that road. Seems like at least trivial, and at worst kind of a betrayal.
12 minutes of delay we're adding to your route.
Oh, thank you. Well, this clip is probably about 12 minutes of delay. Enough said. That's all I really wanted to get off my chest. Anyway, the whole point of that conversation was basically to say, the older I get, the less blue I get. At the same time, the less red I get. And most importantly of all, the less chipper, PRXy, the less engaging I get. And I am perfectly okay with that. And I am also perfectly okay if that means that I am doomed to have 50 subscribers on the YouTubes after a year and a half. I'm gonna do this in the way I want to do this. And I don't care if it's successful or not. I'll make do. I'll get by with never being monetized. As long as I can have this snow in June, as long as I can share it with you. We are supposed to be within 10 minutes of it going off. The last time I was here a long time ago, it did not perform on schedule.
Happy birthday, Grandpa!
Happy birthday, Grandpa.
Come on, Grandpa!
So the gentleman whose 70th birthday was being celebrated with a banner unfurled at the event, he said that he wasn't too sure about being called Old Faithful. If it's any consolation to you, dude, I'm allegedly many years younger than you are, but I think you look younger than me, so you should feel good about it, and especially about being with a bunch of people who love you. Good job on both counts. That better not be it. It's freaking freezing out there and getting wetter every second. Okay. I'm glad I waited. Yay!
It's a very, very hard one.
We are Jesus. They're quite a bit closer than the camera makes it look. I'm at minimum respectful distance. I'd call that maybe 75 yards. God bless you.